What's going on, everybody? So Duke basketball and head coach John Shire is once again continuing their 5-star and big-time 4-star dominant recruits getting. They did get earlier on today on Friday the 5-star Cameron Boozer, who is pretty much guaranteed like a top 3 overall player in that year's class, and then also Cayden Boozer, his brother, who plays a point guard. Cameron is a power forward. He's a little bit taller, but his brother plays a point guard. It looks like they are both coming to Duke University, and I know Miami was a little bit in there towards the end trying to get in on with those guys to get them to sign. I believe their mother went to that school, but obviously their father is a more well-known athlete, at least to me, winning a championship while at Duke, and Carlos Boozer, ex-Laker as well. But yeah, overall very excited. Once again, some very talented players. We're really going to enjoy Cooper Flagg this season at Duke, and then eventually next season going to get Cameron Boozer, who's going to be maybe a top 5 pick overall in the following year's draft after Flagg's also. So nothing to worry about here. The rich get richer, I guess, as they say in college basketball, and then comes to Duke. So definitely very happy about these 2 commitments, and hopefully everybody stays healthy and they can do some great things while at Duke University. An ex-Duke player, Wendell Carter Jr., is the power forward for the Orlando Magic. Looks like he signed a 3-year, $59 million extension with them during this week. So yeah, congrats to him. Going to be sticking around for at least a couple more years and not being trade eligible until like next summer as well. So that's a pretty big thing too for him, I'm sure. So yeah, congrats to him on making some of that Duke money in the NBA. And then there were some projections when it comes to the 2025 women's draft for the WNBA, and it has Paige Beckers going number 1 to the LA Sparks. So I guess they think the Sparks were that bad this season, or maybe record-wise they were, so they're probably going to win the lottery, which I'm not mad at that. She has been one of my favorite players in college basketball as long as she's been healthy, playing there at UConn the past handful of years. And then also they have the now USC transfer Kiki Iriafen going number 2 overall to Dallas, if I'm not mistaken, but she's still going number 2 overall and representing USC. So that was some pretty cool things to see. Those projections from ESPN, hopefully they do come true, and he's a pretty happy camper here in LA. And the Duke women's soccer team is, this week at least, ranked the number 1 team in the nation on their side, so that's really cool. And they were facing the number 7 team in the nation from Stanford, so that was like another big time conference. When they were at it in, they had some pretty good players out there on the Stanford side that I remember USC going up against, and luckily Duke came out with that victory 4-1. So yeah, nice convincing victory. So I'm sure they'll still keep their number 1 overall team ranking. So yeah, nothing but good things here on the Duke women's soccer side. And then when it came to a little bit of preseason for the NBA from Duke, RJ Barrett, who plays with the Raptors, looks like he's going to be missing the rest of the preseason due to a shoulder injury. Hopefully it's nothing too serious, but luckily they only said preseason, so that's only a couple of weeks. So hoping for the best in that situation. An ex-Duke point guard or guard, Jared McCain, the rookie, he went off on his first game that he had for the 76ers. He had 15 points, 4 threes, and 3 assists as well. So yeah, congrats to him on one of his first preseason games, doing very well, at least first official, because he did play in Summer League and did play good also, but now it's kind of getting more official with some of these games, and hopefully he can continue that for that team, even though I'm still a little bit upset because he was picked right before the Lakers, and I'm sure he would have been very awesome for the Lakers this year, in my opinion. But either way, hoping for a successful season for him and hopefully a Rookie of the Year as well. And PFF did do a leaders in quarterback pressures this season for the Power 4 conferences, and Duke's Vince Anthony Jr. is number 10 on that list, so that was cool to see. Hopefully he can continue that, and hopefully Duke could get a couple more guys, and even USC could get a couple more guys on that list as well. And when it came to a USC commit in the 2025 class coming over this weekend to the Penn State game, he's a 4-star safety in Nasir McCoy. So yeah, he's going to be at the Penn State game probably today. As you're watching this, I probably will be uploading this on Saturday. So yeah, hopefully everything goes good in that game, 12:30 p.m., and then maybe they do get a commitment from another talented 4-star player out there as well. Now, when it came to the women's soccer team for USC, yes, they did beat Illinois the other day 3-2. So that was very cool. And then the Duke women's volleyball team did beat Wake Forest 3-1 as well. So yeah, that was very cool to see both the women's sides on a lot of these sports doing some good stuff and getting victories. So I'm not mad about that at all. And even the Duke baseball team were a top 100 team according to the college rankings. I think they're like the number 28 team overall because of how much success they had over last season. So as I mentioned that too, I mentioned a bunch of guys are coming back and they got some very talented freshmen too. So hopefully they can make some noise in the ACC tournament once again this season. And not much updates from the Chargers. Some guys are getting more healthy, so that's good to see. Hopefully they'll have some more healthier players in the game against Denver this weekend. But they did sign cornerback Nemahia Shelton back to their practice squad, and they also released linebacker Shaq Quarterman from the practice squad in the next following move. So some of these guys are just playing musical chairs now in the same spot on practice squad. So I guess we'll see where everybody ends up in the next week as well. And the Anaheim Ducks did claim a goalie from Buffalo, I believe is where he came from, the Sabres. His name is James Reimer. And yeah, they definitely needed some depth help after a couple of injuries have happened to some of their goalies. So hopefully he can at least be a Band-Aid for now until those guys get healthy deeper into the season. But I think they actually have their first game this Saturday or as you're watching this. So yeah, hopefully I'll be having a victory update the next time I do a video about my teams. And then yeah, it looks like the NCAA is going to be taking away that national letter of intent. It's pretty much like that whole big show where the guys say where they're going and then they sign that letter, and I guess there's been too much like controversy and guys not ending up going to where they said they had signed and going somewhere else, and I guess it kind of messes up with like the financial aid and scholarship count for a lot of these teams and schools. So now they basically said that they're going to be following just that. So that's how you kind of will know officially. That was like secretly how you would know officially if a guy is going to be signing with your team in mid to late December or early February, was if he did sign the financial aid papers, all that stuff, and pretty much classes too to that school. And now that's kind of like the only thing now. So I guess the other contract was now voided. So we'll see how that goes from now on, but I guess it's going to try to make it a little bit easier and more clear and concrete of where these guys are going, and hopefully not that many distractions or problems in the end. That's all we could hope for. But yeah, I think they even said they're going to cut down like the transfer portal time, the window when you're in the transfer portal, from like 10 to 15 days on certain parts, whether it's during the winter or in the spring. So it could be interesting to see how that works out too. At least you'll be able to know where and when these guys are going to be selecting their schools a lot more sooner and quicker. So I guess that's a good thing. So thanks for watching, people. Like and subscribe. Comment down below. Let me know what y'all think. Have a great rest of your day. Bye. Good luck to my Trojans today.